The planet Thyros once shined like a jewel in the night sky. It was a world of green forests and silver oceans. Cities floated in the clouds powered by light and harmony. But that was long ago. Now Thyros was a dead world and broken, poisoned and silent. A red haze covered everything. The air was heavy, filled with dust and smoke. The ground cracked under every step, and strange lightning danced across the black clouds. What was once life had turned into ruins. Among the ruins, a small figure crawled. It was an alien child, a Urine, one of the ancient people of Thyros. Her thin body was covered in ash. Her silver-blue skin was now dull and grey. Her bright eyes, once full of hope, looked tired and lost. She could barely breathe. Her small chest rose and fell slowly, each breath a battle. She had no name left that anyone remembered. Her family was gone, her city destroyed. All she had was the memory of warm light and kind voices, memories that faded more each day. The war that ended Thyros was fought by her own kind. The Urine were powerful, proud, and cold-hearted. They believed emotion was weakness. When the planet started to die, the strong escaped on ships. The weak and, like her, were left behind. The world forgot her. Even the stars seemed to turn away. The child sat near the ruins of an old temple. Its tall towers were broken, half buried in the red dust. Strange carvings glowed faintly on the stones, symbols of old power. She looked at them with fear and sadness. Once this place was holy. Now it was just a grave. The wind howled across the empty land. In the distance, metallic shadows moved, tall Urine machines searching for energy, not survivors. They passed close to her, their bright eyes scanning the ground. The child did not move. She had learned that if she made no sound, they would ignore her. She whispered softly, her voice weak, "Help, please." No one answered. Only the storm replied with another gust of hot wind. Her small hand reached out to a broken device beside her, a communicator, its light still blinking weakly. She pressed it. The light flickered once, then twice, then died completely. That was her last hope. She sat still, her head falling forward. For a long moment it seemed as if life had finally left her, but then far above something changed. The thick clouds shifted. A strange blue light appeared in the sky. Not lightning, not fire, but something softer, steadier. It grew brighter, cutting through the dark clouds like a blade of hope. The child looked up weakly, eyes wide. Through the red haze, a shape appeared. A ship. Sleek, silver, and unfamiliar. It was not Urine technology. It was smoother, cleaner. It moved slowly, scanning the ground below. Its engines hummed like a calm heartbeat. It was a human ship. The humans had come. Inside the ship, the crew of the Horizon Dawn watched their screens carefully. They were exploring the edge of the galaxy, mapping forgotten worlds. When their sensors caught a faint life signal from Thyros, they almost ignored it. Every reading from the planet screamed death and danger. But Captain Elena Ward, a woman known for following her instincts, ordered the ship to stop. "Run the scan again," she said. The technician frowned. "Ma'am, it's probably a glitch. Radiation is everywhere down there." "Run it again," she repeated. The signal flashed again, weak but real. One heartbeat. One small pulse of life. Captain Ward stared at it for a moment. "Someone's alive down there." Her crew exchanged uncertain looks. The planet's surface was toxic. The old war machines were still active. No one in their right mind would land there. But Elena had already made her decision. "Prepare the landing team," she said quietly. "We're going down." Back on the surface, the alien child tried to stay awake. Her vision blurred. The light in the sky grew brighter, closer. The strange ship lowered through the clouds. For a moment, its shadow fell over her, large and protective. The ground trembled as the ship touched down. Dust swirled around the landing site. Metallic feet hit the ground as humans in sealed suits stepped out, their helmets shining under the red sky. They spoke in voices she didn't understand, scanning the area with lights. One of them stopped suddenly. "Captain, I've got movement here." They rushed forward. Their lights found the small figure lying among the ruins. When they saw her, fragile, trembling, not even fully conscious, they froze. She was clearly not human, yet her form was small and childlike. One of the medics knelt down. "She's alive." "Barely." Captain Ward moved closer, her voice soft. "Then let's keep her that way." They lifted the child gently, wrapping her in a thermal sheet. The medic worked quickly, scanning her wounds. I don't even know if our medicine works on her biology, he said nervously. Try anyway, Ward replied. No one gets left behind. Not on my watch. As they carried her toward the ship, lightning cracked behind them. In the shadows, red eyes blinked. Machines had detected the movement, and they were coming, but the humans didn't stop. The hatch closed. The ship lifted off, vanishing into the dark sky, leaving the storm below. The alien child opened her eyes one last time before fainting. Through the glass window she saw the stars again, real stars shining for her, for the first time in her short, lonely life. She felt safe and far away, deep under the ground. An ancient machine woke up, its sensors triggered by the same signal that drew the humans. Something powerful had noticed the child's survival, something that was not human. The horizon dawn floated above the red clouds of Thyros, its silver hull glowing softly in the storm's lightning. Inside, the air buzzed with quiet tension. The crew had found something impossible, life on a world that should have been dead. Captain Elena Ward stood by the viewing window, watching the broken surface below. Her dark eyes reflected the endless dust storms. Behind her, the ship's medic, Dr. Ryan Holt, checked his instruments again and again. The readings are weak, he said. But she's stable, for now. In the ship's medical bay, the small alien child lay on a soft bed. Her skin was pale blue, thin veins glowing faintly under the lights. Her breathing was slow and shallow. Strange symbols, like soft light patterns, shimmered across her skin whenever her heart beat. She's beautiful, whispered Lieutenant Harper, one of the younger crew members. She's not human, Ryan replied softly. But she's still alive. That's what matters. Captain Ward walked closer, her boots echoing in the quiet room. She looked down at the child, then at her crew. Let's find out who she is. Hours passed. Outside, the ship circled the planet. The crew worked to repair their scanners, trying to understand what had happened to Thyros. Data filled the screens. Images of destroyed cities, empty oceans, and massive machines moving slowly through the dust. Those aren't just ruins, said Harper. Someone or something is still down there. Ryan nodded. Probably automated defense systems. Ancient, but still dangerous. That planet is a graveyard. Captain Ward's voice stayed calm. A graveyard that just gave us a survivor. There's a reason she's still alive. The alien child stirred. Her fingers twitched. Her eyes opened slightly, silver and bright like liquid metal. She looked around, frightened and confused. When she saw the humans, she tried to move away, but her body was too weak. It's okay, Ryan said softly. He spoke slowly, his tone gentle. You're safe. No harm. She didn't understand the words, but she heard the kindness in his voice. Her breathing slowed a little. The human warmth, something she had never known before, made her feel calmer. Captain Ward asked, Can she speak? Not in any language we know, Ryan replied. But look, her neural patterns are stabilizing. She's trying to communicate. The girl whispered something, a soft sound like wind and music mixed together. The ship's translator struggled to process it. Then a few words appeared on the screen. Light, it came, help. Harper gasped. She knows we saved her, Ward smiled faintly. Then let's prove she was right. But deep below on the planet's surface, things were not calm. A tall armored figure watched the human ship from the ruins. Commander Vrax, a warlord who ruled the broken world with fear. His red eyes glowed behind a cracked visor. Around him his soldiers, mechanical hybrids, stood in silence. The humans came, one of them reported. Vrax's voice was cold as iron. So, they found her. He turned toward a ruined tower where ancient screens flickered weakly. Images of the alien child appeared, drawn from old data records. Symbols flashed beside her face, the same light patterns that glowed on her skin. She carries the code, Vrax said slowly. The core of worlds, the last key to the old power. He clenched his metallic fist. If the humans take her away, everything we built here will end. Ready the interceptors. Bring me that child and alive. The soldiers obeyed. Engines roared to life, breaking the silence of the wasteland. Back on the horizon dawn, the crew continued their work. Ryan injected a mild stabilizer into the child's arm. Her vitals improved. She blinked up at him, then reached out with her small hand, touching his glove. Ryan froze. He felt a tiny pulse like an electric spark travel through the contact. For a brief second he saw something, a flash of green forests, white towers, laughter. Then it was gone. He stepped back, stunned. "Captain," he said quietly, "I think she showed me something. Her memories, maybe." Ward raised an eyebrow. "Are you sure?" "She connected with me, like a neural echo. I saw her world before the war." The captain looked thoughtful. "She might remember things no one else does." Harper turned to the radar screen and frowned. Captain, we've got movement. Fast-moving signals rising from the surface." Ward moved to his station. "Show me." The display showed red dots climbing through the atmosphere. "Ships, small but armed. Looks like company," Harper said nervously. "They're coming for her," Ryan guessed. Ward's voice grew firm. "Battle stations. Prepare for evasive maneuvers." Alarms echoed through the ship as the crew rushed to their stations. The calm, gentle silence of the medical bay turned to chaos. The child sat up weakly, frightened by the sudden noise. "It's okay," Ryan told her again. "We'll protect you." The ship shuddered as the first enemy blast hit the shields. Sparks flashed along the walls. Ward gritted her teeth. "Evasive pattern Delta. Harper, get us above the storm." The engines roared. The Horizon Dawn tilted sharply, climbing through the red clouds as plasma fire streaked past its hull. Ryan strapped himself near the medical bed. The child grabbed his sleeve, her small hand shaking. "Stay," she whispered. He smiled faintly. "I'm not going anywhere." Outside, 3 dark urine interceptors followed, firing relentlessly. The Horizon Dawn's defensive turrets came alive, returning fire. Explosions lit the sky like dying stars. Inside the cockpit, Harper yelled, "They're faster than us." Ward replied calmly, "Then we'll be smarter." She pressed a control and the ship dove suddenly, plunging back into the storm. Lightning swallowed them whole. The enemy ships lost visual contact. Inside the chaos, the alien child closed her eyes. The glowing lines on her skin pulsed faster. For a brief moment, the ship's sensors flickered, then stabilized. Ryan checked the monitors. What just happened? Ward looked over her shoulder. She did something. Whatever it was, it saved us. The Horizon Dawn climbed again, breaking free of the storm and reaching open space. The enemy ships fell behind, lost in the thick clouds below. For a few seconds, there was silence. Captain Ward looked back toward the medical bay. The small alien child had fallen asleep again, breathing calmly. Ward spoke softly. "Let's hope we didn't just start a war." Far behind them, on the burning world, Commander Vrax watched their ship vanish into the stars. His voice was a low growl. "Run, humans. You have no idea what you're carrying." The stars outside the Horizon Dawn were quiet again. After escaping Thyros, the human ship drifted in the cold dark, hidden among asteroids. The crew worked in silence, repairing the damage from the attack. But everyone knew. It was only a matter of time before someone came after them. In the medical bay, the small alien child slept under soft blue lights. Her breathing was steady now. The humans had done what her own people never did. They saved her. Dr. Ryan Holt watched her from the side of the bed. He had seen many wounded lives before, soldiers, refugees, colonists, but nothing like her. There was something ancient in her eyes, even when she slept, something powerful and sad. He leaned closer, scanning the faint patterns glowing under her skin. The lights formed tiny shapes, circles, stars, and moving lines. They weren't random. "They're changing," Ryan whispered. Captain Elena Ward stood beside him. "Like a code?" "Maybe, but it's not language. It looks like energy movement, like her body is connected to something larger." The captain frowned. "Keep watching her. If those war machines on Thyros were hunting her, there's a reason." Far away, deep inside the ruins of the planet, Commander Vrax stood before a holographic map. His eyes glowed red as he studied the signal from the Horizon Dawn. Around him, machines worked silently, repairing weapons and ships. "The humans escaped," said one of his lieutenants. Vrax's metal jaw clenched. "Not for long. Track them through the drift sectors. The child carries the core signature. Without her, our world dies." He turned toward the window, watching the dying sky. "She was born to unlock the core, the last source of life for Thyros. The others feared her gift. They tried to erase her, but I will use her power to rule." He lifted his hand, pressing a button on his armor. A group of hunter drones activated, their eyes glowing crimson. "Follow the humans," he ordered. "Bring me the child." On the Horizon Dawn, the crew gathered in the main deck briefing room. The air was tense. Maps and holograms lit the room with soft blue light, Harper spoke first. Our long-range scans picked up several ships leaving Thyros orbit. They're following our path, Ryan sighed. So they're not giving up, Ward nodded slowly. We need to know why. We risked our lives to save one child. Why chase us halfway across the sector for her? Ryan looked down, thinking. Captain, I think she's special. The patterns on her skin, they're changing with every hour. Like she's charging energy from something unseen. Could she be dangerous? Harper asked quietly. Ryan shook his head. No, scans show no weapon systems, no radiation spikes. Whatever power she has, it's not made to destroy. It's alive, Ward crossed her arms. Then we find out what it's for before they do. Hours later, the ship was dark and quiet. Ryan sat beside the child again, watching her sleep. Suddenly her hand twitched. The glowing lines pulsed faster. A small sphere of light appeared above her chest, floating in the air. Ryan froze. What is that? The sphere shimmered, projecting soft images into the air. Forests, cities, oceans, then fire, explosions, and finally silence. A whole planet's life story in seconds, Ryan whispered. She's showing me. Thyros? Then the image changed. He saw a crystal structure deep underground, glowing like a heart. Around it, machines guarded it like sentinels. Words appeared briefly on the projection, translated automatically by the ship's system. The core of worlds, source of life and death. Ryan stepped back, eyes wide. Captain Ward needs to see this. He ran to the bridge, breathless. Captain! The child, she projected something. A message from her world. I think she's connected to their planet's core. Ward turned sharply. Explain. She's not just a survivor. She's the key to the core itself. It's an ancient energy system. It can heal a planet. Or destroy one. The captain's eyes narrowed. So that's why they want her. Before anyone could speak, alarms screamed across the deck. Harper shouted, "Multiple contacts!" They found us. Ward's voice hardened. Shields up. Ready for evasive maneuvers. Through the front window, dark ships appeared, crawling out of the asteroid shadows, sleek black with red lights glowing across their hulls. They moved like predators. Ryan whispered, Vrax's hunters. The horizon dawn jolted as the first blast hit. Sparks flew. The deck shook violently. Return fire, Ward commanded. The ship's guns roared, firing blue plasma into the dark. Explosions lit the asteroids, sending debris flying. Harper gritted his teeth. We can't stay here, Captain. There's too many! Then we make a hole, Ward shouted. Aim for the largest rock ahead. We'll use it for cover. The ship sped toward a massive asteroid. Enemy fire followed, burning across the shields. Inside, lights flickered. Ryan fell to the floor, grabbing the child's bed as it slid slightly. She woke up suddenly, eyes glowing bright silver. The ship computer beeped rapidly. Unknown energy surge detected. The lights on the child's skin pulsed in rhythm. She raised her small hand and touched the wall. Instantly, the Horizon Dawn's power systems stabilized. The damaged panels repaired themselves, metal glowing briefly with white light. Ryan stared in disbelief. She's healing the ship. On the bridge, Ward noticed the sudden power jump. What just happened? Ryan's voice came through the comm. It's her, Captain. She's helping us. The captain didn't waste a second. Then let's use it. Full engines! The Horizon Dawn surged forward, cutting through the asteroid belt. Behind them, the enemy ships collided with flying debris and vanished in explosions. One by one, their signals disappeared from the radar. The silence returned. Ward exhaled slowly. Status report. Harper smiled weakly. Shields back online. Engine stable. I think we made it. Ryan entered the bridge, carrying the child in his arms. She was unconscious again, breathing softly. Ward looked at her, not as an alien now, but as a child who had just saved them all. She's not a weapon, Ward said quietly. She's a miracle. Harper looked at the radar. Captain, if she can do that, what else can she do? Ward's voice grew thoughtful. That's what scares me. Far away, Commander Vrax's remaining ship received a faint transmission, the energy spike recorded from the human vessel. He smiled darkly. Good, the core has awakened. The child's power grows stronger. Soon, it will belong to me. The stars shimmered around him as he whispered, Run as far as you want, humans. The galaxy is not big enough to hide her. The Horizon Dawn drifted in silence after the battle. hidden deep in a quiet sector between stars. Smoke curled through the corridors, lights flickered, and the crew moved like shadows, tired but alive. Captain Elena Ward stood on the bridge, staring at the faint glow of a nearby nebula. Her reflection in the glass looked older, harder. The enemy ships were gone for now, but everyone knew they would come again. "We can't keep running forever," said Lieutenant Harper, breaking the silence. Ward didn't answer right away. "No, but until we know why they want her, we can't stop." Behind them, in the medical bay, Dr. Ryan Holt checked on the alien child. She slept peacefully, her skin glowing with soft white light. The strange symbols across her arms pulsed slowly, like the beat of a second heart. He touched his communicator. "Captain, it's happening again. Her energy is rising and faster than before." Ward replied, "Keep her stable. We'll figure this out." Ryan looked down at the child. "You saved us once," he whispered. "But what are you, really?" Hours passed. The ship's AI ran thousands of scans, trying to read the symbols on her skin. The results made no sense. They weren't language or numbers, they were patterns of living energy. Finally, one result flashed on the screen. Origin signal matched the core of worlds, Thyros Central Energy Heart. Ryan stared at the screen. The core again. He activated a projection. It showed an image of a massive crystal deep under the planet's crust, glowing with silver light. It pulsed in rhythm with the child's heartbeat. She was connected to it. Suddenly, the child opened her eyes. Her voice was soft, fragile, but clearer than before. Calling me," she said. Ryan leaned closer. "You can understand us." She nodded weakly. "A little." "Your words. Strange," he smiled. "That's okay. We can talk slowly." The girl's eyes shimmered like liquid metal. "Core dying. I made to wake it, but they hurt me." Ryan frowned. "The urine? Your people?" Her face darkened. "They fear me. Say I bring end, but core bring life. Heal world. Only I can call it." Ryan's chest tightened. "They left you behind because of this." She nodded again. "Commander Vrax. Want core, want control. He kill all who protect it." Ryan's blood ran cold. "Then he's coming for you." On the bridge, Harper noticed a faint signal blinking on the radar. "Captain, we've got a trace. Something big following our wake." Ward's jaw tightened. "He found us." "Should we jump to hyperspace?" Harper asked. Ward shook her head. "No. If we jump blind, we could run into a system without fuel or cover. We'll head toward the Ardan Nebula. Its radiation will mask us." The ship's engines roared softly as they turned toward the glowing mist ahead. The nebula shimmered with light, beautiful but deadly. It was a graveyard of lost ships. Sensors barely worked inside. Ryan entered the bridge, holding the child's hand. "Captain, she's awake. And she knows what Vrax wants." Ward glanced at them. "Tell me." "The core of worlds," Ryan said. "It's not a weapon. It's a power source, ancient living energy. It can restore planets, sir. She's the only one who can activate it." Harper blinked. "Restore, as in bring life back?" Ryan nodded. "Yes, it could heal an entire world." Ward's voice was low. "Then that's exactly why someone like Vrax wants it." As the ship entered the glowing clouds of the nebula, alarms suddenly screamed. Multiple hostiles. They followed us through the radiation. Harper shouted. Ward's voice turned sharp. "Evasive maneuvers! Keep shields up!" Outside, bright plasma bolts tore through the mist. The Horizon Dawn dodged and weaved, light flashing across the hull. The child gripped Ryan's sleeve tightly, fear in her eyes. Ward ordered, "Harper, deploy decoys." "Ryan, get her to the escape chamber. If we lose control, I want her safe." Ryan shook his head. "She won't leave without us," the child whispered. "No, I help." Her hands began to glow. The light spread across the walls, through the wires, the consoles, the engines. The ship's power spiked. "Captain," Harper gasped, "our shields just tripled." Ward stared in awe. "She's amplifying the energy flow." The Horizon Dawn moved like lightning, faster than ever before. Its engines blazed through the nebula, leaving trails of silver light. Enemy ships tried to follow, but their systems overloaded in the radiation storm. Explosions rippled behind them. One by one, Vrax's smaller fighters vanished in bursts of red light. The child stood trembling, her energy fading. "We safe for now?" Ryan caught her before she fell. Yes, you did it. You saved us again. But far behind, inside his massive command ship, Commander Vrax watched the battle feed with growing rage. She used the core energy, he growled. It's awakening. A soldier spoke carefully. The radiation storm destroyed our fleet, Commander. We lost contact with all units. Vrax slammed his fist onto the console. Fools, she cannot hide forever. If she reached resonance, the core will react across space. I can still track her energy. He turned to the stars, voice cold as steel. You think you saved her, humans, but you only brought her closer to me. Back on the horizon dawn, the nebula glowed around them like a dream. The child lay asleep in the medical bed once more, her light dim but steady. Ryan sat beside her, exhaustion clear on his face. Ward entered quietly. How is she? She'll recover, Ryan said. But she used too much energy. Ward looked out the window at the soft lights drifting past. If she can heal worlds, maybe. She can do more than that. Ryan glanced up. You mean heal people too? Ward shook her head slowly. I mean change the galaxy. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. The hum of the ship was the only sound. Then the child stirred again, whispering softly. When world dies, someone must care. You cared, humans. Care. Ryan smiled. We try. Ward looked at the girl with quiet pride. You're safe with us now. No one will hurt you again. The child's silver eyes opened. No. Vrax not stop. Hey, come. Ward's expression hardened. Then we'll be ready for him. The captain turned to Harper on the comm. Plot a course for the outer colonies. Somewhere safe. Somewhere she can rest. The horizon dawn turned, engines glowing softly, vanishing into the stars. Behind them, the nebula flickered one last time, and deep inside its light, a strange pulse spread outward. It was the same rhythm as the child's heartbeat. Across the galaxy, ancient sensors woke up. Machines that had slept for thousands of years. They had heard the signal. The core of worlds had begun to awaken. The horizon dawn floated in the silent darkness of deep space. The stars sparkled coldly around it, but inside tension burned hotter than any supernova. Captain Elena Ward stood on the bridge, staring at the navigation screens. Behind her, Dr. Ryan Holt watched the alien child sleeping in the medical bay. Her body glowed faintly, the soft pulse of her energy visible even through the human technology surrounding her. She was fragile, yet stronger than any human he had ever known. Lieutenant Harper spoke first. Captain, Vrax's fleet is gathering. He won't stop until he gets her. Ward nodded slowly. I know, but we won't give her up. Ryan frowned. We can't fight them all. They outnumber us 10-1. Ward's voice was firm, unwavering. Then we fight smarter, and we fight to protect her. That's all that matters. Far away, Commander Vrax loomed over his command ship. His red eyes glowed like molten metal as he stared at the tracking screens. The child's energy signature pulsed stronger than before. She cannot hide forever, he said. His mechanical hand slammed onto the console. I will have the core. I will have her. His lieutenants looked uneasy. Commander, if she uses that power, it could destroy everything here. Vrax's laugh was low and cruel. Then everything must burn. Nothing survives except what I choose. On the horizon dawn, alarms screamed. Vrax's ships dropped out of hyperspace, black silhouettes against the nebula. Energy beams lit up the darkness. The humans had nowhere to hide. Ward barked orders. Shields up. Turrets target the nearest attackers. Harper, keep the engines running full throttle. Ryan carried the child to the cockpit. Captain, she's awake. She knows they're here. The child's silver eyes widened. Vrax, come. Must stop. Ward kneeled beside her. We'll stop him. But you must trust us. Can you do that? The child nodded. Her hands began to glow faintly, pulsing with the rhythm of the core itself. The first wave of enemy ships fired. Plasma beams tore through the nebula, lighting up the dark void. The horizon dawn weaved and spun, dodging the blasts. Human gunners returned fire, but there were too many. The child's energy flared brighter. The walls of the ship hummed as her power spread, stabilizing the shields and boosting the engines. Sparks danced along the panels, following her invisible connection. Ryan whispered, She's doing it again. She's protecting us. Ward gritted her teeth. Then let's give her a reason to fight. She pressed the ship into a daring maneuver, weaving through the nebula's storm. Enemy ships collided with asteroids or lost power in the energy field created by the child. One by one they fell back. Vrax's voice came through a comm signal, distorted but clear. "Give me the child, humans, or I will destroy everything you care about." Ward stared at the monitor. Her jaw tightened. "We don't abandon children, not ours. Not anyone's." The child's eyes glowed brighter. Energy flowed from her, pulsing in waves that spread across the ship, creating a protective barrier. The humans watched in awe as the nebula's light bent around them. Ryan spoke quietly. "Her power. It's immense. She could heal entire planets, or she could destroy fleets." Ward's voice was steady. "Then she chooses how to use it. Not him." The Horizon Dawn moved like a living thing carried by the child's energy. Enemy ships fired endlessly, but none could penetrate the glowing barrier. Slowly the tide turned. Vrax's fleet faltered, damaged by asteroids, nebula radiation, and the child's invisible defenses. The child whispered, her voice strong and confident. "No, hurt. Not anymore." Then a beam of light shot from her hands, invisible but forceful. It struck Vrax's flagship, spreading through his hull. Alarms screamed inside his ship as systems failed. The commander's red eyes widened in shock. "This cannot be," he roared. But the child's power had already disabled his weapons. His fleet, leaderless and scattered, fled into the void. On the Horizon Dawn, silence returned. The child collapsed into Ryan's arms, exhausted but smiling faintly. Her skin glowed softly, no longer frantic but calm. Ward knelt beside her. "It's over. You did it," the child whispered. "No, no one helped me. Until you came. Human, you care." Ryan smiled. "We always do." Harper leaned against the console. "Captain, she really is amazing." Ward looked out the viewport at the stars. "Amazing, yes. But more than that, she reminds us why humans fight. Not for power, not for control, but to protect those who cannot protect themselves." Far away, Vrax's flagship drifted, dark and powerless. The commander sat slumped in his chair, defeated but alive. His soldiers whispered among themselves. For the first time they felt fear, not for themselves, but for the world they had tried to conquer. The core's signal pulsed faintly from the Horizon Dawn. Its energy reached Thyros and beyond. Far below, the barren planet began to shimmer with green light. Tiny sprouts broke through the red dust. Rivers glistened faintly. Life was returning. On the ship, the child looked out at the stars. Her small hand touched the glass. "Life, come back. Humans. Helped." Ward put a hand gently on her shoulder. "Yes, and we'll keep helping together." The child smiled faintly, eyes full of trust and hope. For the first time in her life, she wasn't alone. She had humans who cared, not just for her, but for the universe she could now protect. The Horizon Dawn sailed forward, leaving the nebula behind. Stars stretched into lines as it jumped into faster-than-light travel. The child rested in Ryan's arms. Ward watched the stars, thinking of the galaxy beyond. In a world full of cruelty, war, and selfishness, one small act of compassion had changed everything. A child left behind by her own kind had found protectors who refused to abandon her. And in that moment, the humans proved once more what they had always been capable of: courage, mercy, and hope. The child's voice echoed softly, almost a whisper. No one helped, until the humans came. And far across the galaxy, somewhere in the stars, the message carried with it a simple truth. Humanity was a light even in the darkest corners of space.